Action produces reaction. Based on the worship service on Sunday, 13 August, I know there had to be an action and reaction, not only for myself, but others hearing the special service. I will first point out four things that touched my heart about the service. One, the VBS children singing two songs. Pastor Ashley requesting those in attendance for prayer requests. 3, the special music by the church choir. And 4, Sally Buckley's testimony and story of her life. Each one had the possibility of an action and reaction. I would like to take Sally Buckley's story and relate it to a story by Jesus. In fact, the story by Jesus also touches on Pastor Ashley's requests for prayers. Are you ready? Sally Buckley mentioned losing her mother and father in a 3-year period when Sally was between ages 18 and 21. Her action and ultimate reaction to me was centered on 3 words that come from 1 Corinthians 13:13. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these, of course, is love. Sally's testimony showed me that she centered her life on those 3 words. Sally's reaction was a life of love for Jesus and those with whom she came into contact. It reminded me of one of my actions that produces a reaction. Smile at a stranger, and more than likely, the stranger is going to smile at you. Sally learned that if she was friendly and loved people, they will be your friends. An action and a positive reaction. That is true with our relationship with God, isn't it? Sally's story of of her life also showed me that when something happens that sets you back on your heels or throws you for a loop, you can rely on the mercies of God and the comfort and courage to go on. In Luke 11, verses 5 through 8, Jesus tells a story, a parable, of a man who was embarrassed when a friend stopped by at night and he had no food for him. So he goes into his next door neighbor to ask for bread, and the neighbor's reaction is, "Why are you bothering me so late at night? Come back in the morning and I will give you bread." The man persisted, and finally the neighbor got up and gave him bread. The man's reaction about getting a favorable reaction from the neighbor is somewhat like what God does with us from time to time. He acts like the neighbor. If our actions, our prayers, do not at first get a favorable response, keep on praying and God will give you a response in accordance with His will. I say God will hear us if we are insistent. May we resolve to set in motion by our prayerful actions the forces of the Holy Spirit to bring a heartfelt response from God. This parable appears in Luke 11 immediately after Jesus teaches the disciples the Lord's Prayer. Isn't that amazing? In fact, Jesus was teaching his disciples how to pray. Then, after the parable, in verses 9 and 10, Jesus explains the meaning of the parable. So listen up. "I tell you," said Jesus, "keep asking and it will be given to you. Keep seeking, and you will find. Keep knocking, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds. To him who knocks, it will be opened. Isn't that great? To me, that is what happened in the life of Sally Buckley. Have you ever experienced a response from God after consistent prayers? If so, share it with Pastor Ashley. God bless you and have a good week. And I look forward to next week sharing with you a weekly word.